I want to also start with a thank you tonight, and that's to thank our delegates to BIPA, the current delegates and previous delegates from this Parliament, and indeed the likes of Margaret Ewing, as mentioned by Annabel. I think you do a tremendous job on our behalf. Sometimes we don't hear about it, though. And I do have an ask today, not of government, but of us in this Parliament, to take back that we have regular updates on the parliamentary agenda from BIPA and from other representative bodies, the likes like CLARI, like the contact group for the Committee of the Regions. I sit along with Donald Cameron as my deputy from the Constitution, Europe, External Affairs and Culture Committee on the Interparliamentary Forum on behalf of the Parliaments, which is a UK body, and as a delegate to the Parliamentary Partnership Assembly in Europe, which is the meeting of Westminster and the Lords with our European colleagues now that we are no longer in Europe. And I think it's really important that we do hear these updates, because we've had examples of what good work happens at these forums. I was particularly taken with the Scots language being mentioned. I knew that would be at the heart of what Ms Harper was doing as she goes forward. But this is something that was one of the first things that the group did, was the the lesser used languages across the islands, including in the Isle of Man and of course the Channel Islands. And those links know no borders, they know no boundaries, because they're the shared culture that we have with people from out the United Kingdom and from the islands, but also into France with those shared Celtic traditions and Celtic language traditions. So I think it's really important. And I know that the European Union has just been doing work on establishing and recognising cultural activity as really important, a really important heritage issue. So things like Uphelia and the other traditions that we have across our communities, and like Lanimers and Lanark, close to my heart. And I think these are things that that BIPA will have at its heart and will continue to look and support and preserve on our behalf. And I think that's great work. But there's also really important work. Brexit has been managed. My own committee has been focusing on the change of the relationship within the UK following Brexit. But we also have to recognise that those relationships have changed across the water, both the Irish Sea and into Europe as well. And these forums are so important for keeping those links going, for having that shared understanding, and for being able to develop policy to the benefit of all our communities. I'm not the only person in the room, I know, with Irish heritage, and I think we have to remember that at the heart of BIPA is also protecting the common travel area. Common travel area has been in existence for a long, long time, since Irish independence, and it marks the really strong, close cultural community, familial relationships we have across the Irish Sea. And I think it's really important that BIPA has that at its heart, along with preserving the agreements of the Good Friday Agreement. So again, a huge thank you to everyone that's there. I hope we can have more opportunities to hear about the work of BIPA and the work that our colleagues are doing there going forward. And I think it's been a really breath of fresh air this afternoon to hear such consensus, because after all, we don't see enough the consensual work that's done across this Parliament to develop policy and make lives better for our communities. So thank you very much, Presiding Officer.